Hi, this is Jamie with Antelope Beads, and we're going to cover just basic riveting in this video. We are now offering two types of rivets. We have a tierracast rivet and a hexagonal screw rivet, and I'm going to show you how to use each of those. Here's some examples using the two different types of rivets. Here's a wrap bracelet using the hexagonal screw rivets. Here's a simple bracelet using the tierracast rivets. And here's a piece that uses both. We have the tierracast rivets here with the center plate, and we have some of the hexagonal rivets here securing these little 5-petal links. So let's get started. Here are the two different types of rivets. The hexagonal screw rivet comes in two parts. The front, or what I use as the front, though you can interchange them and flip them back and forth, is this hexagon piece, and the back has a little slot for a flathead screwdriver. Here's what it looks like when the pieces are put together, and here's what it's like when it's just riveted to a piece of leather. Next, the tierracast rivets, also a two-piece part. This top part has a little rounded top, and the bottom is flat and flared out. And here's what that looks like together. Now I'm going to move these samples, and I'm going to introduce you to the tools that we use for both of these. For both types of rivets, you'll be using this leather punch. And this is a punch that we did a lot of research on, and this was the best one that we found. It has a nice safety clasp holder here to hold it together. And it has, you can see, 6 different sizes of punches. We use 2 for our rivets. For the screw rivets, we use the 5/32 inch hole. And for the tierracast rivets, we use the 3/32 inch hole. And I will show you, using this little scrap piece of leather, how to do the hole punching and the attaching of rivets for both of them. So we'll start with the screw rivets here. I have this set, like I said, to 5/32. I have a little piece of scrap leather here, and I'm just going to take my punch, pop my leather in there, and squeeze. You can feel when the punch goes all the way through the leather. You can feel it go through. And the other thing I like to do to secure and make sure that it's gone all the way through is I just give my leather a little twist, and that's going to allow any little spots that might be caught on the leather to come out. So then I can pop my leather off. Another cool thing about this tool is it stores all your little leather scraps inside. And this says waste box on top because you can just pop up the lid and dump out your little leather pieces. So I've punched the hole for the screw rivet. Now I can take the 2 pieces. Like I said, this is what I use as the base, the piece with the little slot for the screw driver. And I just pop that up and through the hole. Next Next I'll take the hexagon piece, pop it in, and I just use my fingers to start the screwing, to screw the pieces together. I do it kind of as tight as I can with just my fingers, and then I take either a chain nose or flat nose pliers and just kind of hold the very edges of this hexagon part with the pliers, and I take a flat nose screwdriver and then give it a little extra tightening, and then you know it's secure. So that's the screw rivet. You can see just how easy that one is, and the tierracast rivet uses a little bit different tools, but it's easy as well. So again, we're going to use the leather punch. I'm just going to turn this to get it to the right hole size. And there's an arrow on the tool that shows you which direction you can turn it in. So I'm at the 3/32 now. And again, I'm just going to place my leather in there, and I'm going to punch. And give it a little twist. And then I can pull that out. Now that we've punched the hole, we're going to need a hammer and an anvil. And also what I like to use is an old mouse pad that I have lying around. It just gives me a little bit of extra cushioning and a little bit more support, and then I know my table's going to be okay too. So I put this down. If you don't have an old mouse pad around your house, try looking at Goodwill or thrift store, because there seems to always be an abundance of mouse pads there for you. So I put my anvil on the mouse pad, I have my leather piece, and I have my 2 pieces of the rivet. I'm going to take the flat piece, put it up through the bottom, and then take the other piece and pop it on the top there. You can kind of hear it snap a little bit as it starts to fit together. So then I place it on the anvil and I use a finger just to kind of hold down the leather. Just make sure you give yourself a little bit of space so that you don't accidentally hammer your finger. And next we're using this little hammer. That's a ball peen hammer, but we're going to use this flat side here. When using your hammer, it's very important that the end of it is clean. So grab some rubbing alcohol or a Clorox wipe or something and just wipe off the end here to make sure there's no dirt or residue. If there is any dirt there, when you go to hammer your leather, chances are you'll leave some of that dirt on the leather, which probably isn't the look you're going for. So here's my hammer. I'm going to hold this down. And first I just start by kind of resting it on top. I want to make sure that when I'm hammering, I'm going straight down onto the rivet. If I go at it in an angle with the hammer tilted one way or the other, you'll be able to see that in your finished rivet. So I'm holding it straight up and down, and I'm going to give it about 7 or 8 whacks. And now I know that it's nice and tight and secure there, and we have a good rivet. So that's just the basics of our 2 rivets. Please check back antelopebeads.com for other video tutorials using more specific techniques with the rivets. Also check out Antelope Beads for lots of sample projects and other ideas as well. Thank you.